Alrighty, it's time. Another CJ Curry Show presented by PrizePicks. Thank you so much, and good morning and good afternoon to everybody who's joining me. Guys, PrizePicks, daily fantasy made easy. All you do is pick your favorite athletes from your favorite sports. 2, 3, 4, 5, and more recently, 6 picks, right? And then you choose more or less. Do you think they're going to go for over or under their player projections? You put them all together, you can win up to 25 times your money. In fact, I was able to bag my first 6 out of 6, 25x. That's right. 6 out of 6, 25x. What did I make it? Well, I ended up doing an Orlando Magic Chicago Bulls same game parlay, 6 picks from that game. Ended up hitting for what was it, $500? I think I turned 20 bucks into $500 or something like that. It was pretty crazy. Now, I will say they are very difficult because I tried to repeat that formula, that success, that magic. It's hard, guys. It's really, really hard. But at least I could check that achievement off on my prize picks journey. I have finally hit my first 6 out of 6, 25x. So, yeah, new way to play. Shout out to Prize Picks. Thank you so much for making this possible, Prize Picks. Without them, I would not be able to go live. I would not be able to do what I do and help you folks out, or at least try to help you guys out. Sometimes I'm helpful. Sometimes we fall flat on our faces. We have to dust ourselves off and get back up and try again the next day, right? Doesn't always go our way, but we keep showing up. We keep showing up and we keep doing what we do, right? Every day is a new day, a new puzzle for us to figure out. Appreciate all of you guys again for the continued support. Make sure you're subscribed. We're on our way to 7,000 subscribers. Like today's live stream. And once the replay goes up, if you comment, you'll be automatically entered to win a risk-free entry. It's a 2-pick power to score yourself $100 on Prize Picks. Okay, I'm giving those away every single day that I go live. Now, this week's schedule might be a little weird because Thursday we don't have any NBA and it's Thanksgiving. So hopefully you guys are going to have some quality time with some friends, some family, some loved ones. All right, be able to give thanks. That's what this week and Thanksgiving is all about. So hopefully you can find somebody in your life to spend that time with and tell somebody that you appreciate them and that you're thankful for them and let them know what you're grateful for. All right, make sure you do that. It's important to do that. So yeah, we won't be here Thursday. Friday's probably gonna be closer to a no than a yes as far as having a show here. You know, we go live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern time. Friday's probably gonna be closer to a no than a yes. It's the holidays, y'all. Cut me a little slack, all right? Anyway, let's run through the chat real quick. We got to say some hellos, some shout outs to some folks who are here supporting, here watching. Starting with my man Rudy's. Rudy says, hi CJ, how often do you stream? I just answered that question for you. Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern time. Typically. ZXR Skills says, good afternoon. Thumbs up back at you, man. Appreciate you being here. Bearded Gator says, what's up, fam? Another weekend made bad by being greedy. Greed will get you in trouble, my friend. He goes on to say that he had a lot of green in NFL and college football, but didn't make anything because of doing 6 picks with everything. Look, let me ask you guys something. If you feel confident enough to run 5 or 6 picks, right? You feel confident in those 5 picks that you're going to go 5 for 5 for 10x. You feel confident that you're going to go 6 for 6 for 25x your money, right? You feel confident enough to play those in 5 and 6 picks. Why not take 2 or even 3 of those picks from the 5 pick, from the 6 pick, the ones that you maybe feel most confident on, and run them as a 2 pick or run them as a 3 pick. You could even run a 3 pick flex if you're feeling, not so sure, not so certain. Why not do that though? You're confident enough that you're going to go 5 for 5, right, for 10x. You're confident enough that you're going to go 6 for 6 for 25x, but you don't run it as a 2 pick or a 3 pick. Why not? Let me know. Why don't you do that more? Why don't you flank that 5 pick, that 6 pick with a 2 pick or a 3 pick? Round robin those 5 picks. Round robin those 6 picks. Make different combinations with those 5 and 6 picks. Why don't you do that? Let me know. You might end up turning more of a profit, right? Because we know 5 out of 6 is only paying you 2x. We know 4 out of 5 is only paying you 2x. But if you go 2 for 2, that's 3x, right? If you go if you go 3 out of 3 on a flex, that's 2.25x. Why not do that? I don't want you to stop playing 5 picks or stop playing 6 picks. I just want you to play more 2 picks and more 3 picks because it's the way to build a bankroll up. It's a way for you to be profitable. And we want to do this over the long haul, right? It's DFS, daily fantasy sports. We don't want to burn through our bankroll chasing down a 10x or 25x payout. Take like 1 or 2 shots a night. 1-5 pick, 1-6 pick. If you want to go that route, that's like your scratch off, right? That's your go big or go home. All right. But put the majority or the bulk of your money that you have in play on a daily basis on those 2 picks, on those 3 picks. You don't always have to hit a home run. Sometimes getting on base leads to scoring, right? It's baseball reference. Sometimes you just got to have some guys getting on base for you. We don't always have to hit the home run, all right? A couple little singles or doubles here or there. Put yourself in position to score, right? So ease up a little bit on those 5 picks and those 6 picks. I know we want to all hit big, but we're not going to get rich playing on PrizePicks or any other site. We're not going to be able to retire early playing on PrizePicks or any other site. They're going to cut you off before they let you make too much money. All right, that's just the name of the game. It's the way it is. The house always wins. They say that for a reason. It's true. It's true, gang. So what are we in such a rush for? What are we in such a hurry for to hit a 10x or a 25x? Why are we in such a rush when we get to do this every single day? We got to play the long game here. We got to look at it from a long game perspective, the macro level view instead of the micro, right? Try to win the week, win the month, not try to win all the money in one night. We get to do this again. You know, if we play our cards right, we get to do this every single day. It could be a daily thing, daily fantasy sports, right? Anyway, let me get off of my high horse here and stop preaching to you guys. Game is Life is here. He says, let's go. James LaForce says, hey, everyone. I went 3 for 4 on a Sunday basketball flex. Shout out to you. Papiga, what's up, brother? Haven't seen you in a long time. He says Miles Turner's rebounds at home versus a weak Orlando interior. Who you call it weak? We call him my Orlando Magic weak, but he's got a point. He might have a point. Miles Turner at home versus away splits are real. We could take a look at that. Fear Shaolin's in the building. Says money moves Monday. Let's go. No Mario. Sorry. He made me do it. All right. He made me do it. G-Lo got bar says the 6 picks are a scam. Scam might be a little heavy-handed of a word. I wouldn't say that they're a scam, but they are definitely very hard to hit. But when they hit, boy, do they hit hard. But yeah, it's really hard to get 6 picks out of 6, right? Let's see. James says 6 picks are tough. I played 5 pick last night. Luka pushed on assists. Vassell missed his points line by 4. Bearded Gator says, yeah, 6 picks are not the way. They're not the way to win. They're not the way to build a bankroll. You're absolutely right about that. Just once in a while, man. Once in a while. ZXR Skills cashed on NFL Sunday. Love to hear that. Kyle Kaz is in the building. He says, good morning. Had 4 boards, 5 for 6 this weekend. Come on, man. Those 5 for 6 are brutal. Ronald's Green with the what's up. G-Lo Bar says what's up. Ace V says still. Thank you for the 6 pick CJ posted in the Discord. That's right. We hit that 6 pick, all right, for 25x. Some of y'all tailed. Shout out to the ones that did. No Limits in the building. He's flexing. I got to flex back. Darian says, CJ, what's good, bro? It's been a while. Good to be back. Glad that you're here, brother. Thanks for being here. Jeremy says, good morning. Back at you. Good morning. Good morning. Team Zero Gaming. Let's go. CJ the GOAT. Jake Caldwell says, bro, can you just start? I mean, I can. I mean, it's my show. I guess I could start whenever I want. I could start, I could stop. You could leave, you could stay, you could watch, you could choose not to watch. Free country, right? We're not forcing you to be here. If you got stuff to do, Jake Caldwell, go ahead and dip out, brother. Peace. We love you. No hard feelings. But if you got things to do, you got things to do. This is not your TikTok, all right? These aren't 1-minute videos, right? This is more of a show, a stream, all right? This isn't instant gratification. Quick dopamine hits. No, that's not what this is. This is something different. But they got TikTok and YouTube Shorts for guys like you who are in a hurry. Go ahead and bounce if you got to bounce. We good. With or without you. We good. Lawson Smith says, let's make some money today. Dustin's in the building. Hello to you. Jaman says, what's up, gang? T-Bone. Yeah, Jake Caldwell, bro, chill out. CJ is the man. Thank you. T-Bone, you know what's up, man. We do what we do. Hustle. He says, what it do? Let's make some cake. Fear Shaolin says, you should make 3 6x entries a stream, 1 over, 1 under, and then the best of both on the third entry. Keep up the hard work. You're making Christmas happen. Well, appreciate that, Mr. Shaolin. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Never expected. Always appreciated. Appreciate you being here and leaving that love, man. Osmosis Jones, what's up to you? Let's see. Who else we got? Jeremiah is in the building. Shout out to Jeremiah. Jade to the Rome says, needed to hear that, CJ. Slow grind is the key. Yeah, slow grind. Ain't nothing wrong with a slow grind. Ain't nothing wrong with a little slow grind around here. Put on that smooth R&B, them jams, right? And slow grind. We could slow grind together every day on PrizePicks. Slow grinding with me. All right. Anyway, shout out to anybody that I miss, man. Let's get into it. You guys have been patiently waiting for me, not for a track to explode on. I've been patiently waiting for a track to explode on. Let's play some Poeltl, man. Get them likes up. Javius, you the man, Javius. Appreciate that. Let the people know, man. We got to get those likes up. Yeah, we could slow grind, Papiga, me and you. All right, let's play some Poeltl. What is Poeltl? Well, it's quite simply the most fun NBA player guessing game in the business. It's based off of Wordle. Some of y'all played Wordle. This is Poeltl. It's named after Jakob Poeltl, center for the San Antonio Spurs. We get 8 guesses. Green in any column indicates an exact match. Yellow in the team column indicates that this mystery player at one point or another in his career played for that team, but does not currently play for that team. Yellow in the position column indicates a partial match, meaning if it's a forward or a center, somebody who's an in-between type of player, we'll get a yellow on that. Yellow in any other column indicates the attribute is within 2 inches, 2 years, or 2 jersey numbers of the mystery player. If we get stuck, we've got a silhouette. Let's try not to get stuck. Today's thumbnail player. Who did I put on the thumbnail? Oh, I put Julius Randle. That's right. Big JR, Julius Randle. It is not Julius Randle, though, gang. I can promise you that. In fact, this player does not play in the Eastern Conference, but could be a forward, could be a center. Is somebody who's around 6'8", maybe a little bit taller by an inch or two. So 6'9", 6'10". Somebody who's going to be younger than Julius Randle. Julius Randle's 27 years old, so we know that the age ain't nothing but a number, but this person is younger than 27. And that jersey number is going to be below 30, all right? So that's what we're looking for. A forward or a center, somebody taller than 6'8", age less than 27, jersey number under 30. Who could that be? That could be a lot of players. We got to go out west, though. We got to go out west. Could it be Nikola Jokic? I mean, I'm just going to throw a name out there because we got to get this thing popping, right? It is not Nikola Jokic. Jokic and Randle are the same age, in fact. They are both 27 years old. Okay, it's not the Joker. But this player does play for the Denver Nuggets, so going with Nikola Jokic as our guess was not a bad move whatsoever. This player is not a center. 6'11", a little too tall. We got to go a little shorter than that. Now, there's a number of players who fit this mold, right, on the Denver Nuggets. We're looking for a forward who's around 6'9", 6'10", who's younger than 27, jersey number below 15. I think Aaron Gordon could potentially fit this. I think maybe Michael Porter Jr. Those are the first 2 names that kind of come to mind for me. What's the silhouette looking like? I think I know who this silhouette is. Mr. I got a bad back. Michael Porter Jr. Man, he's been stinking up the place. He started off the season pretty strong, but I think this is Michael Porter Jr. That's definitely not Aaron Gordon. I can promise you that. If it's not Michael Porter Jr., well then hell, we got to go back to the drawing board. But I feel pretty confident that that's little Michael Porter Jr.'s head right there. And it is. Bang, bang. 3 guesses. Michael Porter Jr. is today's Poeltl Mystery Player of the Day. Yes, he's a Denver Nugget, plays out west, Northwest Division, plays forward, is 6'10", 24 years old, and jersey number 1. Michael Porter Jr., great job. We got it. We got it, gang. It's Pikachu. Hell no, it's not Pikachu. All right, let's look at today's NBA schedule. We got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. 8 games on deck. So let's start it off with the 7 p.m. game between the Atlanta Hawks and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Some of you guys were on some Donovan Mitchell last night. The Spider didn't have a very good game. All right. As far as injury news goes on both of these squads here, Karis LeVert, Kevin Love, Dean Wade, all game time decisions for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Nothing real impactful there. I mean, Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and Jarrett Allen are still there. So Cleveland has most of their squad healthy. It's got a pretty nice total here, 226 points expected to be scored between these two teams and a 2.5-point spread. 7 o'clock, we got a rematch, a run it back-to-back game between Orlando and Indiana. These two teams just faced each other the last time they took the floor. All right, we saw Tyrese Halliburton tweak his little ankle or something like that toward the end of the game. He sold some of you guys short. All right, we talked about Tyrese Halliburton on Friday. Yeah, he did not get the job done for us. I think he got hurt. Anyway, 226.5 points, 6.5-point spreads favoring Indiana at home. Wendell Carter Jr., game time decision. He's been dealing with some plantar fasciitis. His big old foot's been hurting him. So we got to make sure that Wendell Carter Jr. is in or out. That will obviously make a big difference in that front court. Guys, I miss Paolo Banchero. I can't wait for Paolo Banchero to get back out there. Cole Anthony, Markelle Fultz, Jonathan Isaac. We got so much talent that's sitting on the sidelines. We being Orlando Magic fans, you know the pain that we've been going through. But I like what I see from the Orlando Magic. So it should be a pretty competitive game. 232 points between the Pelicans and Warriors. It's going to be one of the games to definitely keep an eye on tonight. I think Zion Williamson is expected to play tonight. We got a little green tick next to his name. That means he is closer to probable than doubtful. So we should see Zion Williamson locking horns with Draymond Green. That should be a fun little matchup. Klay Thompson went absolutely nuclear last night. I don't know if you guys saw that. Klay Thompson had himself a very good game against the Houston Rockets. So yes, this is a back-to-back for the Golden State Warriors. They are on the road. All right. I don't know how that's going to impact some of these vets like Klay. All right. Klay might be a game time decision. They might rest him after him going completely bonkers last night. Steph had a really good game too. Both Klay and Steph tore it up. All right, they tore it up. But 232 points with a 6-point spread. We got Boston and Chicago tipping off at 8 p.m. Eastern time. 229.5 between these two teams. It's a 6-point spread. It favors the Boston Celtics. As far as injuries go, nothing real crazy happening on either side here. Both of these teams are going to have their key players active, healthy, and ready to go, right? Same guys that we've seen all season long for Boston and Chicago. They'll be A-OK tonight. But yeah, Boston 6-point favorite on the road against Chicago. 8 p.m. tip-off between Portland and Milwaukee. This game's got a very low total here, and it's expected to blow out. It's a 10-point spread. It favors the Milwaukee Bucks. 214.5 points between these two teams. One of the lowest totals of the night. Now, I have been taking some unders on Giannis Antetokounmpo for first half only. I went under on his points in the last game. Guy ended up with 15. He was at 14.5, so we lost by the hook. But I might go back to some first half unders on Giannis again. I got to look at his lines. We'll take a look at those. As far as injuries go, the Portland Trailblazers are going to be without Damian Lillard. So no Dame time tonight. Means Shaedon Sharpe will probably be entering the starting lineup alongside Anthony Simons and Josh Hart. All right, so keep an eye out on that. Still no Chris Middleton. We're waiting for Big Chris to get back out there. 8 p.m. tip-off between Miami and Minnesota. Miami also on a back-to-back. They played Cleveland last night. They sat a lot of players. I don't know who's going to be active tonight, but it looks like Bam Bam's going to be back in the lineup. We got him, Jovic, Caleb Martin, Max Strus, and Kyle Lowry. They've been dealing with a lot of injury stuff, all right? Gabe Vincent looks like he's probable. Udonis Haslem, I don't know if he's actually played it all this season, but he's probable too. Yes, he's still in the league. Keep an eye on Tyler Herro. His status is up in the air, but we're not going to see Jimmy Butler tonight. He's already ruled out, so no Jimmy Buckets. For Minnesota, they are completely healthy across the board. Total's kind of low on this one too at 220. 8.5-point spread, meaning they think Minnesota could potentially blow out the Miami Heat. We'll have to wait and see on that one. New York and OKC. We put Julius Randle as the thumbnail player of the game, of the day. Rather, he is in a very good spot against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Big guys versus the Thunder have excelled, all right? So I think Julius Randle's in a really good spot. We can look at some of the props for him. Cam Reddish, Derrick Rose, both game-time decisions. Over on the OKC side, nothing real crazy happening there. They're going to be without Pokusevski, so their front court's going to be even more thin. They're going to be starting JRE, Lou Dort at power forward. Come on, how does Julius Randle not eat against this front court? All right, the only thing that's stopping Julius Randle is himself. Which brings us to the last game of the night, 10:30 p.m. tip-off between the Utah Jazz and Los Angeles Clippers. This one has a decent total, 222.5, 3.5 point spread for the Clippers. They're big too, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. We know Paul George is a game-time decision. It looks like Kawhi Leonard's going to play tonight. He is not listed with an injury designation at this time, so we may see the claw, Kawhi Leonard. For the Utah Jazz, Mike Conley Jr. is out, as is Rudy Gay. So it's going to be Jordan Clarkson and Malik Beasley. Malik Beasley, yeah, you remember him? Former Minnesota Timberwolf. He's been playing pretty well for Utah. He'll join the starting lineup tonight. Looks like Jordan Clarkson's going to slide over to the point guard. And of course, they still have Colin Sexton. He'll be in the rotation as well in the backcourt. So those are your games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice little healthy, medium-sized NBA slate. Appreciate all you folks for being here. Like number 29, my friend X Triangle sent me. Jack, I appreciate that. Tell X Triangle that I love him in a friendly way. All right, friendly way. Let's go over to the PrizePicks board. Guys, we got to start this off with talking about a promo that they just released for Thanksgiving. Justin Jefferson. It is basically what we call a free square in the industry. What does this mean? Well, his receiving yard line has been discounted, heavily discounted, from 85.5 receiving yards all the way down to 0.5 receiving yards. In other words, if this guy catches at least one pass for 1 yard or more, you win, all right? You win. And I think this has a limit of, I want to say $20, maybe $25. They do put a limit on this, so you can't go absolutely bonkers here. You can't put $1,000 down on it or anything crazy, but you basically have yourself a free square here. Justin Jefferson, if he has at least 1 receiving yard or more, boom, you win. So I would probably say pair this up with your most confident second pick and do a little 2-pick power, but this will be a free square all the way up until Thanksgiving. So you got over 79 hours to take advantage of this opportunity here. I like it. So definitely going to take the more on Justin Jefferson. Unless something freaky happens, he should be good for 1 receiving yard or more, right? If you take a look at his logs here, yes, he had a bad game against Dallas, but still finished with 33 receiving yards. Maybe the best wide receiver in the NFL right now. So yeah, definitely take advantage of that. We got to take these free squares when we can get them. All right, guys, let me know what picks you guys are liking. Tell me what picks you're liking for the NBA. We'll start looking at them together here. We got the PrizePicks board already pulled up. Looks like we got a handful of games. We don't have a full gambit of options here up on the board, but one that we have been taking advantage of that we'll look at together is Donovan Mitchell. Donovan the Spider Mitchell. Now for this, I'm going to pull up StatMuse. I want to show you guys what Donovan Mitchell's been doing. And I'm talking about Donovan Mitchell for first half. They finally bumped him up to 13.5 as they should, because Donovan Mitchell's been absolutely balling. So we go Donovan Mitchell first half points logs this season. StatMuse completely free. Easy way for you guys to kind of look this up. 13.5 points for Donovan Mitchell. He's hit this in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 games. We liked it better at 12.5, but I'm not mad at it at 13.5. And I think with this game, with the total being what it is at 226 with just a 2.5 point spread, you could absolutely go full game here. Don't feel like you have to go first half only, but the first half has been hitting at a very high clip. Now he is coming off of a bad game. Let's take a look at his full game number as well. Coming off of a down game last night, I expect Donovan Mitchell to bounce back. He had 13 against Miami, just 13 against the Miami Heat. But let's take a closer look here at Donovan Mitchell. Go Atlanta versus Cleveland using props.cash. If you guys don't use props.cash yet and you want a discount on your first month, 25% off waits for you. All right. Promo code Curry. I've left a link down in the description below. You can take advantage of your first month of props.cash, 25% off. But here you see Donovan Mitchell's full season game logs here. He's at 26.5 points today. Taking a look at seeing what he's done this season. He's hit this in 10 out of 14 games, 71% hit rate. He's going to be playing at home tonight, which is key because his hit rates aren't so good at home. Not quite as good at home as they are on the road, right? He's 3 for 6, just 50% at home. Away, though, monster. 7 for 8, 88% hit rate, averaging over 32 points per game. So is this a trend? Is Donovan Mitchell just better at home? Maybe these splits are real. Home versus away splits are real for him. This will be the first time that he takes on Atlanta this season. He played them one time last season when he was with the Utah Jazz. Ended up dropping 27 points against them. But yeah, Donovan Mitchell's in a pretty good spot here. Atlanta's defense, not all that great. But we take a look at what they're allowing as far as points per game to point guards. And you go down here and you take a look at the Hawks. It's actually pretty stout here. 19.8 points per game, the second fewest points allowed on a per game basis to point guards. Now, maybe you could make the case that Darius Garland's the point guard, Donovan Mitchell's the shooting guard. Fair enough. Let's look at how many points per game they give up to shooting guards. Over 23 per game, nearly 24. You factor in that this is Donovan Mitchell, one of the best scorers in the league at the moment. And I think he's in a decent spot. But I am a little bit concerned with those splits. Those splits, he just hasn't been quite the same at home. 3 for 6, averaging 26.8 points per game. As he has been away, 7 for 8, 32.1. That's a significant difference. 32.1 points per game on the road versus 26.8 points per game at home. You could also look at other things using props.cash, like how does he do on back-to-backs? Well, he's done pretty well this season on back-to-backs, dropping 37 points and 30 points in back-to-backs situations, meaning he played Miami last night. He's playing again tonight. That's a back-to-back in case you didn't know it. So in similar situations, he's dropped 37 and 30 points at home with the 37 and 30 points on the road. So 2 for 2 in situations where he has not received any rest, where he plays on back-to-back nights. Last but not least, let's get you a projection on Donovan Mitchell here. Go to the points. We're pulling these projections using the Fantasy Labs and Action Labs projection models. Donovan Mitchell is projected for 26.6 points tonight. At 26.6, slight betting favorite to go under on some of these books here. Kind of surprised here. Minus 120, minus 120, minus 120. So they think he might go under 26.5 points. Do you guys like Donovan Mitchell for first half points or full game points? More. Which one do you like more? Let me know. More for the first half points or more for the full game points? Or maybe you don't like more for either one. Maybe you're going to go less, or maybe you're going to fade Donovan Mitchell together. Yeah, we're not sure if DeJounte Murray's going to be guarding Donovan Mitchell or if it's going to be Trae Young. Maybe they put DeJounte Murray on Darius Garland. We're not really sure how these teams match up. It's the first time we'll see these teams play one another. But yeah, Mitchell, obviously a very popular option on any given night. What about the other side here? Are we interested in any like Trae Young or DeJounte Murray? We know Cleveland, a very good team defensively too. Maybe we stay away from those guys tonight. Maybe we stay away from those guys. You could go, somebody's asking, what about the assists? You could go points and assists for Donovan Mitchell too. We know that he's going to be very effective as far as scoring for the most part. All right. For the most part, he scores really well. Last night was definitely a different situation, different circumstance. But then you've also got the assists. So yeah, you could go points and assists for him. You guys think that DeJounte Murray's definitely going to be locked up on Donovan Mitchell? If that's the case, then that means Trae Young is going to be matched up with Darius Garland. And maybe this is the move. Maybe Darius Garland's the better way to go here. Garland's at 24.5 points. If we take a look at where he's at on the various sports books, he's projected for 24.7. He's a slight betting favorite to go under at 24.5 points. Let's look at Garland here. Maybe he's a better scorer at home and not as good on the road. They're at home tonight playing in Cleveland. Garland, whew. Well, hey, we might have just unlocked a little gem here. Possibly, maybe. Darius Garland, when playing at home this season, 36.5 points per game. He's hitting all 4 home games, 29, 51, 41, and 25 points. 4 for 4 on 24.5 points when playing at home. That's clutch. That looks really good. What about away? Ooh, not so good on the road. All right, hey, it could be a Darius Garland night tonight. They put DeJounte Murray on Donovan Mitchell. Trae Young's not known for his defense. This could be a very good situation for Darius Garland. 0 for 6 on the road is Darius Garland, but at home, 4 for 4. This is why we do what we do, to unlock insights like these, right? Are you guys liking Darius Garland for more than 24.5 points? That's a pretty darn good home game log right there for Darius Garland. I think that looks pretty spicy. Pretty nice. So we got him projected for 24.7. He's 4 for 4 at home this season, 36.5 points per game. So if you're going to take Darius Garland's points, I mean, it looks like playing him at home is really the way to do it. But you could go Darius Garland if you feel like Donovan Mitchell's not going to get the job done tonight. So I'm not too mad about that either. Again, for either one of these guys, I think their points and assists look pretty darn good. We could go to the points and assists hit logs for Darius Garland at home. Not quite as good of a hitter at 32.5 points and assists. So maybe you just take the pure points on Garland, where he's 4 for 4 at home. All right, something to consider. But yeah, you could definitely go Darius Garland at home. I mean, that's a potential move, right? Potential move. What else are we looking at here? Somebody's mentioning Herbert Jones. Yeah, Herbert Jones is pretty interesting to me too, because my man Herbert Jones, especially on this first half point number of 4.5 points, he's been getting the job done with and without Zion Williamson. So again, we could go back to StatMuse and kind of look up some first half only numbers on Herbert Jones. Herbert Jones, first half points logs this season. All right, Herbert Jones has played in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games. And out of those 12 games, he's hit the over on 4.5 first half points in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 12. That's not too shabby. Not too shabby whatsoever. So what happens when Zion Williamson plays with Herbert Jones? Better or worse hit rates? Well, we can take a look at that too. All you do is go Herbert Jones first half points with Zion Williamson logs this season. All right. And he's played in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games with Zion active. And he's hitting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's 5 of 9 with Zion. Not quite as good as he is without. So it might be time to get off the Herbert Jones first half points train. I'm just saying. You might want to avoid that one tonight. With Zion expected to play. He's expected to play. What else do we have on the board that looks interesting? Any of these other guys stand out to you? There is another guy here who kind of stands out, and it's Patrick Williams. Are they giving us Patrick Williams fantasy score? No, it doesn't look like it. What about his PRA? PRA? I think I like the fantasy score better, and I think they know that the fantasy score is a good move for Patrick Williams because he gets those stocks, those steals and blocks. Let me see if they have him for full game. Patrick Williams. Nope, they're not giving us his fantasy score either. Maybe they will later in the night, but if they put Patrick Williams' fantasy score up, he's always a solid option for fantasy score just because of his ability to rack up the blocks and steals. So keep an eye on that one. That could be a good look as well. What other ones are you guys liking? You're liking some Mobley. I'm seeing a lot of people talk about Mobley. Evan Mobley PRA and or fantasy. Denim is also liking some Mobley over PRA. Jay Gert saying, what about Mobley points plus rebounds versus Atlanta? All right. I'm seeing a lot of love for Mobley. Let's look at Mobley's lines here. What do we got for Evan Mobley? Got a lot of different things here, a lot of different ways to play Evan Mobley. Let's punch his name in here. And what I like to do sometimes is just look to see if there's any discrepancies in these lines, right? So we can't look at fantasy score just yet, but we could take a look at his points. His points are at 14.5. His points are at 14.5 on all the sports books too. I don't know if you can see this down at the bottom. He's projected for 14.7 points He's at 14.5 on most books. Not really seeing a lot of line movement, not a lot of action on the over or under on his points. What about his rebounds? You guys are saying his rebounds look good. They're at 8.5. I got him projected for 9.8 boards going up against the Hawks tonight. 9.8 boards. So that's a good projection. He's at 8.5 on all the books. Slight betting favorite to go under at 8.5 boards, though. You could also go PRA. Some of you guys are mentioning his PRA and fantasy score. His PRA sitting at 25.5. I got him projected for 27.2 PRA. And then we take a look at some of these other sites. FanDuel, he's a slight betting favorite to go over 25.5 PRA, but on BetMGM, he's a slight betting favorite to go under 25.5 PRA. What are those hit rates looking like? 4 out of his last 5. What about the fantasy score? 4 out of his last 5. So he's 4 out of 5 on both fantasy score and PRA. Now, sometimes when you look at some of these other little funny markets, these like points plus rebounds or these points plus assists, you can uncover some nice little gems in there too. So his points plus rebounds are sitting at 22.5. If we go take a look at some of these other books, points plus rebounds sitting at 22.5. We've even got him at 23.5. All right. So you're getting some value here. PrizePicks has him at 22.5. He's at 23.5. So I would say consider the more on his points plus rebound. All right. Because some books have him at 23.5, meaning we are getting a discount of 1 point plus rebound. So let's take a look at Evan Mobley real quick on his points plus rebound. I like to apply the plus EV plus some research, right? And we can look at Evan Mobley together because a lot of you guys are mentioning Evan Mobley pretty heavily. So let's see here. What do we have for Evan Mobley? Points plus rebounds. Where's he at? Oh, down at the bottom. Cool. We hit this. All right. His points plus rebounds are sitting at 22.5. He's hit this in 50% of his games. So that's an 8 out of 16, 50% hit rate. What about at home? Does he do better or worse? 4 for 7 at home, 57% hit rate. On the road, he's 4 for 9, 44% hit rate. So the hit rates don't look great here. What about the matchup? Well, the Hawks rank 20th in points allowed, 26th in rebounds allowed, and 18 against opposing centers. So that doesn't look too bad. We got a nice total of 225.5 at the moment. We could also look at the DVP here for Evan Mobley. I kind of consider him more the power forward. So Atlanta giving up the most points per game to power forwards at 25 per game. No team gives up more points to power forwards than the Hawks. We could also look at the rebounds given up by the Hawks, over 11 per game. That is the 5th most rebounds. So 1st in points, 5th in rebounds given up. So if you wanted to go Evan Mobley points plus rebounds, I think that's a pretty solid look, given the fact that he's projected for a healthy 24.5 points and rebounds, and some books already have him up at 23.5, right? So we're getting a point of value there. He's a minus 130 betting favorite to go over 22.5. So I think that looks pretty good. You guys are saying check out what he does against Atlanta. All right. Oh, wow. So at 22.5 points plus rebounds, my man last season went 28, 24, 32, and 26. 4 for 4, averaging 27.5 points plus rebounds. That's 5 points plus rebounds higher at 27.5 than his line today at 22.5. Yeah, I think we're on to something here with Evan Mobley. What do you guys think? Points plus rebounds, not the greatest hit rates this season, but historically has done really well against Atlanta. He's 23.5 on some books, so we're getting some value here, and we got a nice little projection of 24.5. There ain't a whole lot more you can do, man. I think we're getting our money in good here on Evan Mobley over 22.5. All right. Let's see. What else are you guys talking about? Some folks are saying take Darius Garland for under 8.5 assists. That is very interesting. That is very interesting. Why would we want to do that? Is it, oh, okay. Well, listen, if we go back to our theory of Donovan Mitchell's going to get locked up by DeJounte Murray, right? So maybe Darius Garland does more scoring, less dime dropping. All right. I mean, that makes a little bit of sense here. Let's look at Darius Garland's assists real quick. He's at 8.5, and guys, he has not hit in his last 5 games. Let's take a look and see what he's done this season at this number. 2 for 10, 20% hit rate at 8.5 assists. Jeez Louise. Averaging 7.7 assists per game. We've seen his assists drop down to 7 per game in the last 5. So he's trending downwards in this assist department. So you could either go over on his points, you could go under on his assists. I think both of those look like pretty decent ways to go. Versus Atlanta, he played Atlanta 3 times last season, went under 8.5 assists in 2 out of 3 games. All right, so we only went over once, and it was barely over, limped over with just 9 assists. He's averaging 8.3 in his last 3 games against the Hawks. On 0 days rest this season, he's got 1 game with 0 days rest. He dropped 12 assists at LA versus the Clippers. But yeah, this looks quite nice. This looks rather spicy as well. Let's take a look at a projection on Darius Garland's assists. Well, projected for 7.7 dimes. Slight betting favorite on DraftKings to go over. Betting favorite to go under on FanDuel. Over on BetMGM and under on PointsBet. All right, so we're split here. 2 books, betting favorite to go over. 2 books, betting favorite to go under. But I would have to lean toward the under just based on the hit rates historically. Last season versus Atlanta, he only went over 1 out of 3 games. This season, he's only gone over twice in all the games that he's played. We think DeJounte Murray is going to be locking up Donovan Mitchell, right? So maybe Mitchell takes on more of the dime drop and roll. Darius Garland takes on more of the point get and roll, right? I could see it happening. That's a good little game theory, game script. How many assists per game are the Hawks giving up to point guards? About 8.6. So not a crazy high number. Only 8.6 assists to point guards. What about shooting guards? Now, both of these guys, Mitchell, Garland, they're kind of like combo guards, right? Neither one of them is a true shooting guard, true point guard. I mean, I think they kind of fall somewhere in between. But Atlanta's given up just about 5 assists per game to shooting guards. So, yeah, I'm with it, man. I don't mind going Darius Garland for less than 8.5 assists. So I think so far we're on to something really nice here with Evan Mobley over 22.5. Darius Garland under 8.5 assists. What else do we have on the board that we can talk about right now? You guys are saying SGA. I don't see SGA up here yet. So we can't really discuss too much SGA. What else do we have, though? I'm just scanning, just browsing, perusing, seeing what we have available here. Somebody said Zach LaVine for 20.5 points. He's bound to pop off. He had a very bad game against Orlando in his last one. Do we think he scores 4 points again tonight? I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. I think he's got to bounce back at some point, right? He can't stay down forever. Ooh, they just added some Portland Trailblazers. Did they add my guy? No, they have not added my guy. I got to see what Anthony Simons' assist line is going to be. If it's at like 4.5, even 5.5, we're taking the over on Anthony Simons' assists. Let's see here. What else are you guys talking about? We got 2 solids though, with Evan Mobley over 22.5 points and rebounds. Darius Garland under assists at 8.5. I like that. I'm feeling both. Douglas is throwing out one. He's got Joe Val points plus rebounds versus Golden State. I mean, I know the matchup's great. All right, we could go and look at it. Centers versus the Golden State Warriors have absolutely feasted this season. Golden State giving up over 25, nearly 26 points per game. That's the 4th most. All right, 4th most points to centers. Rebounds, they're giving up a lot of rebounds too. 16.2 boards. My problem with Joe Val is this. Matchup-wise, if Golden State decides to go small ball, where Draymond's playing the 5, right? That is going to take Joe Val out of the situation. That's going to take him out of the game because he cannot run with Draymond Green, unfortunately. So if they go Curry, Poole, Clay, Wiggins, and Draymond Green, who's Joe Val going to run with? Who's he going to match up with? He's not going to match up with anybody very well. So yes, the matchup looks good. We know Golden State's been giving it up to centers, points, rebounds, fantasy points, all of the above, right? But my problem is Joe Val matching up with the Golden State Warriors. I'm a little concerned with that. I'm a little bit worried that he does not match up well with Golden State. So you were who mentioned Joe Val? Let me look at that again here. Somebody said Joe Val. Where was that? Joe Val points plus rebounds. That was Douglas. Let's just look at it real quick. I mean, we could look at this and see how Jonas Valanciunas has done versus Golden State in his career. You said points plus rebounds, so we'll just specify those versus Warriors logs. We got to factor in that we're getting Zion back, right? Zion's back tonight for the New Orleans Pelicans. They got Brandon Ingram. They got CJ McCollum. They got some usage monsters on their team, which doesn't leave a whole lot of meat on the bone for Jonas Valanciunas, but we're going to look at it. His points plus rebounds are sitting at 19.5. He has went under in both of his last two games. 19 minutes in his last meeting, November 4th, 2022. So earlier this month, he only played 19 minutes, had 8.6 boards. So that's my fear, is that he's not going to get enough run. So if you're going to play Jonas Valanciunas, you may want to consider maybe like a first half only type of play for him. But they absolutely put Valanciunas on the bench. Now, the Golden State Warriors started Poole, Kuminga, Lamb, Moody, and Looney in that game. So they didn't even have their full complement of players in that one. But yeah, I'm going to stay away from Joe Val just because he's a big, slow type of guy. And sometimes the Golden State Warriors like to play fast and go small. So I'm not too interested in him tonight. I gotta say no to that one. You guys are spamming some Tyrese Halliburton for everything. You guys are liking his points, his rebounds and assists. A lot of Tyrese Halliburton love. Well, let's go look at Halliburton. I mean, he's been a staple, right? A household name, so to speak, in the early stages of this NBA season. And how could he not be? I mean, he's been pretty consistent, right? Ever since they kind of gave him the reins. Let's look at Tyrese Halliburton. We could look at all the different categories for him and kind of run through them real quick. Starting with his points. You guys are talking about his points at 19.5 points. He's at 19.5 on pretty much every sports book that you can take this prop on. Slight betting favorite to go over, projected for 20 points. How has he done this season on 19.5 points? Well, let's go take a look. We got the data right here, gang. We ain't got to guess. We ain't got to speculate. We ain't got to go with our guts. Not when there's data available. He's 10 for 15 at 19.5 points. 10 for 15. 67% hit rate. Dropped 22 on Orlando in their last game. What about his split situation? He's going to be playing at home tonight. Whew. Tyrese Halliburton at home. 7 for 8. 88% hit rate, 21.3 points per game. Crazy, right? Do you guys want me to block Strength in Numbers 2021? Do you guys want me to block him so that he stops spamming? Let me know, chat. Y'all speak. I listen. I'm a man of the people. I can do that if it's annoying. Let me know. But yeah, Tyrese Halliburton at home, 7 for 8, 88% hit rate, 21.3 points per game. Very solid at home. Much better at home than he is away. 3 for 7 on the road, 43%. But yeah, if you're going to take Tyrese Halliburton, I guess the best time to take him would be at home. It looks better. So, yeah, Halliburton, if you guys are on some Halliburton, it's looking very good. We could also look at some of these other categories for him, right? Points plus assists has always been a very popular way this season to play Tyrese Halliburton. His points plus assists at home, also 7 for 8, 88% hit rate. Against Orlando, we saw him just play the Magic with 36. No, we're not really going to block you. We're only going to do it if you continue to spam the chat. That's it. We're not really going to do it unless you keep doing what you're doing, and people don't like that. All right? You're fucking the flow up. Excuse my French. Relax. That's all we're saying. We're just chilling. We're looking at some numbers together. Ain't nothing to get, hostile about. You good. But yeah, his points plus assists or just the points at home, same hit rate. So you could go either one on that. PRA could be another way to go. Some of you guys are asking about the PRA. PRA is a solid option. He had 36 PRA against Orlando. Just went over by one. Went over by one in the last game. The PRA's got a lower hit rate, though. 53% on his PRA, even at 35.5. So we're looking at 53 on the PRA, 67% on the points. The points plus assists also at 67. So for me, it's going to either be points or points plus assists for Halliburton. All right. Points or points plus assists for Halliburton. Both of them look pretty good, though. We'll look at the projections. He's projected for 20 points. Slight betting favor to go over at 19.5. Points plus assists, 29.9. His points plus assist line is at 31.5 on PointsBet, 31.5 on FanDuel. So we are getting a little bit of value here. So for me, I like value. I like the value here. Points plus assists at 30.5. I know he's projected to go under, but yeah, the fact that some of these sports books like FanDuel and PointsBet have him at 31.5 means their lines makers think 31 to 32 points plus assists is a possible outcome for him. Jaman wants to see about his rebounds and assists. His rebounds and assists. Those are sitting at 14.1. 14.1. He's at 15.5 rebounds and assists on PrizePicks, but he's also at 15.5 everywhere else. So we're not really getting value on that. And people are betting the under on his rebounds and assists. So are you telling me you want to go under possibly on his rebounds and assists? Because he's just 5 for 15 on this number. When he plays at home, he's 4 for 8. When he plays away, he's 1 for 7. But he's going to be at home tonight. At home tonight. So you could go this route, though. 5 for 15, 33% hit rate's not terrible. But you know us. You know us. We're some suckers for some overs. So I think I'm going to stick with the points plus assists and ride with that. So we got a nice little 4-pick going so far. We got Justin Jefferson for more than 0.5 receiving yards. That's the promo, right? We got Evan Mobley for over 22 points plus rebounds. We got Garland for less than 8.5 assists. I don't mind that. And we got Halliburton for more than 30.5 points plus assists. Think that's looking good so far. I think that's looking good. Miles Turner over on rebounds. I'm seeing some people mention Miles Turner. Guys, there's a lot of questions coming in. I'm happy to answer as many as I can. There's going to be some that I just miss. All right. I'm going to miss some of them. Unfortunately, that's just the name of the game. I'm one person, only have so much time. But if you want to make sure that your question is seen and heard here live on the show, Super Chat's your best friend. In the live chat window down underneath there, you should see an icon. It looks like a little money symbol or something. You can leave a Super Chat. It'll highlight your comment. It'll guarantee that your comment gets seen, gets heard. We can look at the pick that you're talking about in your comment together. Plus, those Super Chats help kind of support the show too. So I'm just throwing it out there. If you got something that's pressing matter, a pressing issue, a hot question, definitely think about using the Super Chat. Or like Joseph says, you could sign up for Patreon. That's just $20 a month too. Halliburton did tweak his ankle, I want to say, at the end of the game against Orlando, but he's good to go. There's no injury designation for Halliburton tonight. So no issue with Halliburton. Somebody was asking about Turner, though. Miles Turner for what? Did we want to go Turner rebounds, Turner points plus rebounds? What route are we looking to go with Miles Turner here? Because I remember somebody mentioning him, saying that like his splits were really strong at home versus away. Maybe it was his points plus rebounds. His home points plus rebounds, he's hitting 4 out of 5 games, 80%. His away points plus rebounds, 2 for 5, 40%. So you could go that route if you wanted to. Now that he's starting to get more playing time, right? Some games he's getting 30 plus minutes. He had 34 minutes against Orlando in his last game. So another way to play Turner would be his fantasy score at 38.5 because Turner's a stocks machine. That's steals and blocks, especially the blocks. He blocks a lot of shots. But if we bump this down to his rebounds, rather, He's at 8.5 rebounds, 60%. He's hit the rebounds in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of his last 6 games. So that's not a bad look either. At home, he is 4 for 5, 80% on the rebounds. So you could go this route on Miles Turner if you want. Let's look at Miles Turner's rebound projections real quick. Turner sitting at 8.5. He's a slight betting favorite to go under at 8.5. So that's not good. If we're looking to take the over, that's not good. He's also projected for 7.2 boards. Well, what about the points plus rebounds? 23.3. He's at 25.5 on PrizePicks. We are seeing him as high as 26.5 on some books, though. So he's got a projection that's below 25.5, but on 2 different books, he's at 26.5, meaning they think 26 to 27 points and rebounds. Looks like a good route for Miles Turner. Kyle says, come on, people. Smash that like button for the man. CJ, appreciate you, Kyle, for reminding the folks to hit that like button. Also, make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on so you don't miss me when I go live. If you're subscribed, if you've liked today's show, and you leave a comment with your favorite pick of the day once this replay goes live on YouTube, you'll automatically be entered in to win a 2-pick, risk-free 2-pick to win $100 on PrizePicks. I'm picking somebody new every single day. All right. So make sure you don't miss out on the opportunity to get yourself a free entry. But yeah, those are some different ways to play Miles Turner. Like I said, I like his fantasy score too at 38.5, but starting to get kind of high at 38.5. He fell short against Orlando with 37.2 in his last game. So he's got to get those steals and blocks, mainly the blocks, in order for him to get there with his fantasy score. So those are some options. You guys are talking a lot about Capella. I keep seeing his name pop up. I'm seeing Ricky mentioning Capella PRA. What else? Is that the only way you like to play Capella? Capella. A React says, I like all your picks. I'm thinking about adding Capella points at 10.5. He's at 15. Last 5 games. Clint Capella, huh? Clint Capella. He's going to have his work cut out for him going up against Cleveland. Jarrett Allen, Evan Mobley, tough matchup for anybody. But then you got a guy like Clint Capella here, right? It's going to be a tough matchup for him as well. So let's plug him in and take a look at some of these different categories, starting with the points. He's at 10.5 points on PrizePicks. We're finding him at 10.5 everywhere we look here today. And slight betting favorite right now to go over at 10.5 points. His projection is 11.8, so that's close to 12. Close to 12. Let's look at the hit rates here for recent games for Clint Capella. You guys are saying that he's scoring the basketball well. Let's just see about that. He's at 10.5, so we bumped him down to 10.5. You kind of see what he's been up to. Comes really close in a lot of his games. 10 points. All right. He's got a lot of games here where he finished with 10. 11 against Detroit. But yes, in recent games, his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games, he's hit the over in 6 out of 8. So that's looking pretty good. What about at home? Just looking at the splits real quick for him. He's 5 for 9. 5 for 9 at home, but he's going to be on the road tonight. And on the road, he is just 1 for 7. 1 for 7 on the road, gang. Do we believe in these splits? Are these splits real? All right, I take it back. I bumped him down to 10.5. So he's 2 for 7. Still 2 for 7 on the road, just 10.1 points per game. Are we feeling more or less confident after seeing what he does on the road? I don't know, man. Not sure if I'm loving that. I like to get guys who are, take the overs on players that are good at, what they do. In this case, Clint Capella's typically a really strong rebounder. He's not usually asked to score a whole lot. He can get some buckets from time to time, but his rebounds have really been good too in the last 8 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of his last 8 on the rebounds. Now you could combine the two. You could go points plus rebounds. In that case, he is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of his last 6, 6 out of his last 8 as well. So there's a couple different ways you could play Clint Capella if you're really liking him. As far as the matchup goes against the Cavaliers, let's look at how many points and rebounds they've been giving up to centers real quick. We go down to the very bottom, down to the bottom here. Cleveland's given up just 19.2 points per game. It sounds like a lot, but you look at where they rank. That is the 5th fewest points allowed. The 5th fewest points allowed to centers at 19.2. And then the 12.4 rebounds per game. Again, it sounds like a lot, but then you see where they rank, and that is also down toward the bottom. 5th fewest rebounds allowed to centers as well. So be careful with Clint Capella, all right? Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, no joke. That front court has kept teams in check, kept centers in check. 5th fewest points allowed, 5th fewest rebounds allowed to opposing centers. So that's not so great for me. And then the fact that, on the road, he's just not been scoring quite as well or rebounding quite as well. Some concerns with Clint Capella. What else? Gutta 59, thank you for subscribing. Simple Kid, also with the sub. Thank you so much, Simple Kid, for subscribing. Osmosis Jones with the super chat. He's liking Benedict Mathurin for points and SGA for points plus assists. Do we have Mr. Benedict up on the board today? Let me look. It doesn't look like it. Nope. So we don't have him on PrizePicks, unfortunately. But what I can do is pull up a couple of projections for you on this fella. I mean, do we even have him? I don't even have him on Fantasy Labs. I don't think there's any lines out yet that I can see for... No. I don't have any lines yet for him. For Mr. Benedict. SGA points plus assists. I don't think he's up on the board yet either for OKC. Nope. No OKC yet. But I do have projections for him. Points plus assists. He's sitting at a 36 projection for points plus assists. His line is at anywhere from 36.5 to 37.5. Hopefully we get the lower line at 36.5. That would be better, right? Especially if we're thinking about taking the over. But he's going up against New York tonight. So that could be a solid option for you as well. Another guy who is our thumbnail player of the day is Julius Randle. And we should talk about Julius Randle, especially for his PRA. Because he has been doing a very good job. Now, I don't know what his line's going to be because we don't have that yet. But Julius Randle's first half points, rebounds, and assists have been particularly good. And he's going to have a very good matchup tonight against the Oklahoma City Thunder. So if we get his PRA sitting at like 15.5, 16.5 for first half, and he's done a really good job over the last several games. Basically, ever since Mitchell Robinson's been out. For the most part, he's been doing a very good job with that. You could also go just first half points. Again, we don't know what the lines are going to be just yet for that, but his first half points, he's been doing a pretty good job with that number. So if he's at like 9.5 or 8.5 points, something like that, you could see most of these games here, he's been crushing his first half points. So yeah, I think Julius Randle's in a really good spot as far as the matchup goes. If they go small ball, they being the New York Knicks, he should be in a pretty good spot. Oklahoma City giving up over 22 points, over 11.5 rebounds, and 3 assists to power forwards. So that looks really good. If Julius plays some center, which he could tonight, Oklahoma City giving up over 24 points, over 16 rebounds, and 4 dimes to centers. So I think Randle could be a good look once they finally add him to the board. But as of right now, it doesn't look like he's up on the board. But that's why he's the thumbnail player. Randle up on fantasy score. You have a Randle fantasy score? Oh, there we go. 36.5 fantasy. Ooh. See, the problem with Randle's fantasy score is A, he's turnover prone, and B, he doesn't get us the highly coveted steals and blocks that we want. If he got more steals and blocks, I'd be with it. But I'm a little worried about him because he does handle the ball a lot, and he is somewhat turnover prone. But let's get you a projection on his fantasy score. I got him projected for 34.3. So they actually have him going under 36.5 fantasy score, despite the matchup, what looks like a really good matchup for him against OKC. So we'll wait and see what other Randall props they add. But Jamon wants to know, what about DeMar DeRozan's points? Thank you for the super chat, Mr. Scott. Appreciate you. DeMar DeRozan's points. He absolutely smoked my Orlando Magic the other night. 41 points against Orlando in that game. He's facing Boston tonight, though. So you're thinking about maybe DeMar DeRozan points. I saw some other folks saying Zach LaVine. I mean, that could be a look as well. Let's just take a look at this game again. Let me refresh these games. Boston, Chicago, 229.5. Good total there. 6-point spread. It's favoring the Boston Celtics. It looks like Bulls are going to be full go, other than Lonzo Ball, but he's been out for the entire season anyway. Same thing with Boston. It looks like they're going to be back to full health as well. Marcus Smart expected to be back in the starting lineup alongside Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Grant Williams, and Big Al Horford. So you're wanting to go DeMar DeRozan for points. I saw some folks saying, what about Zach LaVine's points? We can look at both of these guys. Both players probably in decent spots. DeRozan's points are sitting at 24.5 on PrizePicks. They are at 24.5 out on all your sports books too. All right, so we're not really seeing any kind of value or edge here. LaVine's at 20.5 points. We are getting a little bit of value on Zach LaVine on PrizePicks. He's at 20.5, right? Coming off of a stinker of a game against Orlando. DeRozan went off. LaVine did not. Guys, I want you to look at LaVine real quick. Why this is important is because he is projected for 23 points. He's at 20.5 on DraftKings, a minus 140 betting favorite to go over 20.5 on DraftKings. He's even posted at 21.5 on some other sports books, meaning we are getting a discount play here on Zach LaVine at just 20.5. This is the type of stuff that I like. I like value. I like paying less, don't you? You like paying less, right? If we think that Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan could be a good look, well, LaVine's the one that has the better value, the better discount. We're getting a better price, so to speak, on his points at 20.5. So I think if you're going to go with either one of these guys, I'd probably lean more toward LaVine at 20.5, being that he's a minus 140 on some of these books already, 21.5 on other books, and we're getting him here at 20.5. So for me, I'd probably say X DeMar DeRozan out and go with Zach LaVine for 20.5 points. That's the way I would do it. But let's look at the game logs real quick for Zach LaVine. He's going up against Boston. We're looking at just his points here. He's gone over in 7 out of 12. It's a 58% hit rate. Against Boston, he's played them twice already this season. So if you don't want to go here, I totally get it. He scored just 19 and 16 in 2 previous matchups versus the Boston Celtics. One was at home, 19 points. One was away with 16 points. And then last season, he played them twice, had 26 in one game, 7 in another. But just based on what we're seeing, the juice is coming in pretty strong on the over at 20.5, and he's at 21.5 on some of these books. So he's just 1 for his last 4 against Boston, covering this prop at 20.5. What about 2 days rest this season? When he gets 2 days of rest, he's hit the over at 20.5 in 3 out of 4 games, including 29 versus Brooklyn, 30 against Toronto, and 25 versus New Orleans. So those are your options with Zach LaVine. I think the points look pretty good. If you look at 2 days rest, even going back to last season, my boy likes to rest, all right? When he gets that rest, he comes out firing. 10 for 12 historically over the last season and this season. 10 for 12, 83% hit rate with 26.1 points per game. So that 2 days rest is clutch for Zach LaVine, who we know that he's been dealing with that knee issue, right? So that's pretty eye-opening, the 2 days rest situation. Now, what about just overall? Going back to last season, 83 games we're looking at here. He's 61 for 83, 73% hit rate at 20.5 points. That's a pretty huge sample size, and that's a pretty strong hit rate for this guy at 20.5, 61 for 83. But he has had his struggles against the Celtics. Fair to say. Now, he'll be playing at home tonight. 67% hit rate, 29 for his last 43 games played at home, averaging 22 points per game. Let's see if that average changes. Yeah, he's better on the road. 32 for 40 on the road. 80%, 25.3 points per game. So he is better on the road, gang. Ooh, but it's tempting at 20.5 points. Jeremiah says, keep the 5 NBA and just take CMC anytime touchdown. You're saying keep the 5 NBA and just take CMC anytime touchdown. You're liking CMC for an anytime touchdown tonight. All right, I get you. I think for right now, I'm going to leave Justin Jefferson off. Let's just make this an NBA only slip. But I kind of like where we're at with Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, and Tyrese Halliburton. Is there any others that you guys would add to this? Or should we keep this at a 3 pick? Let me know. If there's something else that you're liking, we can make this a bigger entry if you want. I see some Giannis on the board. Boom. Perfect. They added it. Lovely. This right here, without Damian Lillard, I'm not even going to look it up because I have looked it up in the past, and I know that it does really well. Anthony Simons for more than 5 assists all day. But we can't look it up. I'll look it up for you guys. Anthony Simons assists without Damian Lillard logs. All right, let's look at it. So this season he's played 3 games without Dame. He's dropped 7, 8, and 6 dimes in those 3 games. But if we go back even further, he's at 5 today, so we need 5 or more so that we don't lose money. He's hitting 3 for 3 this season. We go back even further, hit there, hit. A lot of hits. All right. What I like to do sometimes is I'll take this and then I will clip these game logs. All right. So I'll clip that out. And then I'll also go back and look at what he was doing without CJ McCollum. And then I'll just kind of look for the 2 games. Let's go split screen. I'll look for the games in which both Dame and CJ were out dating back to last season. So you can run through these real quick. So 11-10 was a game where they were both out. 11-2, no Dame, no CJ. 10-28, no Dame, no CJ. March 5th, no Dame, no CJ. March 2nd, no Dame, no CJ. February 27th, no Dame, no CJ. 2/24, no Dame, no CJ. 2/16, 2/14, 2/12, 2/9, 2/8. All right. What we got? 1/15. He's out. Both of those guys were out in that game as well. All right, so you kind of got a good little idea here. So then I look for, now that I know these are the games where no CJ, no Dame, right? Let me get my green highlighter out here. How many times did he hit this assist prop? 5 or more. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 10 for 13 with 5 or more assists. 10 for 13 with 5 or more assists. No CJ, no Dame in the lineup. Now, there's other games in here, too, where he hit 5 or more without Dame. You got this one, this one, this one, this one, this. All right. So, yeah, Anthony Simons at 5 assists. I'm in on that one. I'm going to take him for more than 5. But hopefully that helps kind of like visualize or helps you with like some research, how you can kind of like look at stuff. 10 out of his last 13 with 5 or more assists. I think this is a good game, a good push at worst, going up against Milwaukee. But yeah, I think that's a great look. So, Trill Fate saying Simons looks good with Justin Jefferson. All right, you want to just put those two together? We could definitely do that. We could definitely do that. Fear Shaolin says, what about CJ McCollum over 2.5 threes against Golden State? Oh, well, Zion's coming back, man. So that's going to definitely take some usage away, right? Let's look at CJ McCollum 3-point makes with Zion Williamson logs. How many times has he hit 3 or more with Zion? 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 4 for 11 with Zion. Take that for what you will, man. Not a great hit rate, though. Not a great hit rate. Jeremy Grant at 2.5 threes seems kind of high. But, oh, wow, he's been hitting. No Dame, too. Never mind. I ain't going there. Never mind. This dude, we were taking his threes earlier in the season. He's kind of cooled off a little bit. Buddy Hield. But he did have 5 threes against Orlando in the last game. Let me look at Buddy real quick, because that might be an interesting play. If he's still getting the volume, 10 or more 3-point attempts per game like he was earlier in the season, this could be a move. Let's look at it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, most games he's still at 10 or more. 9, 10, 11, even 13 3-point attempts. He's averaging 10.4 in his last 10 games. He took 11 against Orlando in his last game, went 5 for 11. So Buddy Hield still got the green light from beyond the arc. So you could go there. The Orlando Magic are allowing over 13 threes per game. That's the 22nd ranked, meaning there's only 8 teams giving up more threes per game. Their 3-point percentage is kind of low at just 34%. That's a bottom 10 3-point field goal percentage number, but this guy's just getting so much volume here. If he's going to take 10 or 11 threes, I mean, he's got to go 4 for 11, 4 for 10. I mean, that's not a terrible look either. Buddy Hield's threes. Yeah, like Neil's saying, sometimes all Buddy Hield shots are nothing but threes. So, yeah, I'm not mad at Buddy Hield either. I think he makes for a fine little play. We go to the shooting guard spot here. We can take a look at what the 3-point makes per game that Orlando's given up. They're giving up 3.5 per game to shooting guards, which is the 5th most or 5th highest. There's only 4 teams giving up more threes on a per game basis to shooting guards other than Orlando. What about a projection for his threes tonight? Got him projected at exactly 3.5. He's at 3.5 on all the books. Slight betting favorite to go under at 3.5. Let's look at his home splits. 5 for 8 at home, 63%. 3 for 7 on the road, 43%. 4.1 threes on the road, 3.9 threes at home on a per game. Brian says, how do you know if you won the giveaway for the 2-man free play? I will reply to you in the comment section, Brian. I will reply to you in the comment section for sure. Kevion Chapman says Zion's points are PRA. Warriors are giving up the most points. For sure. My issue with Zion is that like sometimes we don't get like an engaged Zion. Right? I mean, it's like sometimes he's like in these smash spots, smash matchups, and he kind of like falls flat. But, you know, if he comes out and he's Xanos, aka Thanos, then yeah, I don't mind it at all. So at 24.5 points, he's hit this in 7 out of 11 games, 64% hit rate. So more often than not, he is hitting. Last 5 games, we've seen him go over 4 out of 5, 80%. Against Golden State, he's only played them once. He had just 16 points against them last season. My man's on 8 days rest. We don't know what that's like, okay? 8 days rest. We've never seen him on 8 days rest before, I guess. So could also look at the home splits. 3 out of 4 at home this season. One of the games, he only had 16 against Golden State, though. Played just 27.9 minutes. So we need him to play 30-plus minutes tonight. That's what we're hoping for. But, yeah, that could be a play. Seems to hit at a higher clip at home than he does away. 23.3 points per game on the road versus 24 points per game at home. With that one eyesore, that one stinker being against tonight's opponent, the Golden State Warriors. So. Duncan says, just got here. Are we on Giannis under 15 first half points still? Maybe. Let me look at the total on that game. Milwaukee versus Portland, 214, 10-point spread. You know, to be honest with you, with it being a 10-point spread, I might be more privy to take a full game under on Giannis versus the first half only. Let me look at something real quick. His PRA is set at 46.5. 46.5 points, rebounds, and assists for Giannis. So he needs at least 47 tonight. Let me look at this. All right. This season, without Drew Holiday, I don't know if Drew's playing tonight. Can you guys confirm? Is Drew in or out? Do you guys know? I don't know if we have official word yet. I'm just taking Drew out for right now. I don't know if he's in or out. If you guys know, let me know. But in games without Drew Holiday and without Chris Middleton, dating back to last season, Giannis just 39.5 PRA per game. He's 0 for 2 this season. I think Drew did play in the last game, so I want to say that he's going to play tonight. Yeah, he's in. Drew's in. So we could put Drew back on and look at 46.5 PRA. He's 50 out of 91 in games without Chris Middleton. 55% hit rate. He's playing at home tonight. Let's look at those home splits. 63% hit rate playing at home without Chris Middleton. 50.3 PRA. But what happens when Milwaukee wins by 10 plus? 58% hit rate when Milwaukee wins by 10 or more. And that includes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6 this season, games without Chris Middleton, in which Drew Holiday has played. So I'm going to probably leave this one alone. I'm going to not go here, but I'm not going to be surprised if he stays under 46.5 PRA tonight. Anthony over assists, a Drew on him. Yeah, we're taking Anthony over assists. I'm not sure what you mean. Alex Johnson says, every time Zion plays, he's coming off 8 days rest. I hear you, bro. I hear you on that. John, are we doing Zach LaVine's points? I want to, man. I want to. I mean, it's probably from a mathematical point of view, taking the over on Zach LaVine's points at 20.5 is probably a good look. But as we uncovered, as we discussed, he has struggled against Boston. I think it's a tough call. All right. I'm a little skittish on taking the over on Zach LaVine's points. But I like where we're at with these other four, man. Mobley over PR, Garland under assists, Tyrese Halliburton over points and assists, and Simons over assists. I like those. Those all look good to me. Wouldn't Drew being on Simons make for more assist opportunities? Yeah, I kind of agree with that train of thought. I kind of agree with your thought process on that. Jiggy, never forget loyalty. John Collins boards over. John Collins boards over. I don't know, man. I don't know. Against Cleveland? Why do y'all want to go against Cleveland? Why are y'all trying to attack Cleveland with John Collins and Clint Capella? You guys are wanting to go over on Capella's points. You're wanting to go over on John Collins' rebounds. You have no respect. You have no respect for this Cleveland Cavaliers front court. You guys are wanting to smash these overs against the Cavs. Why? Why would you do that? Look, Cleveland's giving up 9.2 rebounds per game. That puts them down toward the bottom of the league. Like bottom 10 in rebounds per game to power forwards. Why are we messing with these Cavaliers like they ain't about that life? We know they're about that life. Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, why do we want to pick on them for? One of the best, if not the best, front courts. I mean, maybe, maybe if you want to do it, you could do it. But he's at 6.5 on all the sports books. A lot of juice, a lot of action coming in on the over here on John Collins rebounds. So I can understand from that standpoint why you would want to do it. I mean, minus 143 betting favorite to go over, minus 140 betting favorite to go over. John Collins has been one of them guys that I can't trust, nor can I figure out. He's been a hard guy to figure out. Let's just look at him this season. Started off really strong when it comes to rebounds, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. 7 out of his first 8 games, he crushed 6.5 boards, but it's been a little harder to trust John Collins lately. His last 5, 2 for 5. Versus Cleveland last season, he did have one game with 12 boards. I'd have to look and see who was in, who was out for Atlanta in that game, but 1 for 1 against Cleveland last season. I just don't know if I want to go against a Cleveland team who ranks 3rd in fewest rebounds allowed. Offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, it's all red. But I got to stay away from it, man. I got to fade. Fade it. No, you don't have to go over or go under, go more or go less. You could just walk away if something doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? It's like when you're on Tinder, for all you single folks out there. You're on Tinder, right? Hey, not everybody has to be a swipe left or a swipe right. Some of them, you just close the damn app, right? You see some of these people, you're like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I should swipe left or swipe right. Maybe I just swipe the app up and close that bitch and keep moving. All right? You could fade it. All right? You don't always have to take the over or under. Sometimes you could just walk away. I mean, we have 8 games, 16 teams, a lot of props, a lot of different ways to go. We don't necessarily have to take that one. We could go somewhere else, you know. We could take a different pick, a different prop. Yusuf Nurkic at 8.5 rebounds. What happened to my dog? He was at like 10.5 boards, a few games ago? I guess he's just not getting it done. I guess he's just not getting there. What about against the Bucks? I've been taking some Yusuf Nurkic first half fantasy. Is the Milwaukee Bucks, are they tough inside? Let me look. 50.3 fantasy per game. Yeah, never mind. I can't get on Nurk tonight. I cannot get on Nurk tonight. I wanted to possibly look at maybe taking some Nurkic first half fantasy, but I'm going to stay away. All right, hey, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder on the board now. OKC's up. We got the New York Knicks up. Uh-oh. 2 of my picks just went away, gang. Who was it? Evan Mobley and Darius Garland? Looks like PrizePicks bumped. They bumped. Let's go look at Garland. What'd they bump him to? Or did they pull him? Oh, they pulled him. Why did they pull the Cavaliers off the board? Folks, was there some breaking news? Why did they pull Cleveland from the board? Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. Projection changed. Refresh. I don't even see him on the board anymore. Yeah, they're gone. They're not even here. They're gone. They're out of our lives. All right, so let's just do that then. Trill Fate, you said you like Simons for more than 5 assists with Justin Jefferson over the... Let's do it, man. How much are they going to let me put on this free square? 20? All right, we'll do 20. We'll make this our official play of the day. Simons over 5 assists. Jefferson over 0.5 receiving yards. The free square promo. We'll put 20 on it. And then that'll hit for 3x if we get both right. So we'll turn our $20 into 60. All right? That's going to be the play of the day. That's the way I'm going with it. Anthony Simons, 10 for 13 at 5 or more assists without Dame. He's 3 for 3 this season without Dame. So we're going to go there. Anthony Simons. Yeah, I would say ignore LaVine. It's kind of a coin toss for me. It looks mathematically like the right play, being that he's at 21.5 on some of these books. Big betting favorite to go over at 20.5, but I'm going to have to put Zach LaVine's points as a flex only play. I would not power that. I would flex that. There you go. If you want to play it, you could play it, but I'd flex it only. So what you could do is something like this. Let me show you something. If you're wanting to take the LaVine points, again, I don't hate it. I think it looks like a solid look from a mathematical standpoint. You could go over on his points. We could go back over to my guy Simons at 5 assists, right? He's at 5, which means he could tie, could push. And then what was one of the other ones we were liking? We were liking Tyrese Halliburton for points and rebounds, or points and assists rather, at 30.5. So we could put these three in a 3-pick flex. And if Halliburton hits, Zach LaVine hits, and then Anthony Simons ties with 5 or pushes at 5, our 3-pick becomes a 2-pick. And then the 2 for 2 is a 3x payout. But we still get the safety of a flex here. Let's say 2 of these guys hit and one of them misses. We still get the safety of a flex play. So this is a way of kind of unlocking the back door for all of you men out there who have been wondering, how do I unlock the back door with my special someone? I'm showing you now, okay? The love guru is here. Here's how you unlock the back door on PrizePicks. You take 2 props that could hit, you combine it with a 3rd prop that could tie or push, and if the 2 hit and the 1 ties, you have now unlocked the back door to a 3x payout. You get the safety of a flex with the upside of a 3x payout. So there you go. There's another way you can do a little, Zach LaVine point prop. All right. So we're going Zach over points, Simons over assists, and Tyrese Halliburton over 30.5 points and assists. So we're hoping Zach hits, we're hoping Tyrese hits, and we're hoping that Simons either goes over. If he goes over, if all 3 of them hit, then we're at 2.25x. So it's more than a double up. But if Simons somehow ties or pushes, then we still get our 3x payout. So there you go. Yes, we're still live. All right, that's going to be it. It's 1:37 p.m. Wow, we went long today. Go long, right? So if you want to get entered in to win a free 2-pick power play to score $100 on PrizePicks, just make sure you're subscribed. All right, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you've liked today's live stream. And then once the replay goes up, go to the comment section, comment your favorite pick of the day, and you'll automatically be entered to win a risk-free 2-pick to score $100 on PrizePicks. That's all you got to do. All right, and I'm giving away free entries daily every time we go live on the show. But that's it for me. I'm getting out of here. Appreciate you guys for being here. Thanks for the support. Thanks for subscribing, liking, and doing all the things that you guys do. We'll see you tomorrow for a big, 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 big NBA slate. Good luck tonight. Peace.